Hello. Go live, you're live. Hello, hello, hello. Are we live? Hello, everybody. Okay, go ahead. All right. Hello, everybody. I hope this is working correctly because I am new to this and don't really know how to do all of this correctly. But my name is Gabby Barrett. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support with everything. What are you guys up to during this quarantine? I am currently in Texas with my husband's family, and so we've just been here for about 3 weeks, just relaxing. So I'm super excited about this live today. Thank you to Amazon Music for putting this on for us. We're going to have Charlie Puth come up in this in a couple minutes, but I just wanted to give you guys a kind of short draft about me for those of you that don't know me. I'm originally from Pennsylvania. I'm 20 years old, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I started singing at 9 years old in a gospel choir. It was close by to my house, but I started there at a young age, and a group of women would just really work with me every week for about 2 years and kind of taught me what I was capable of doing with my voice. And so from 9 to 11, I stayed in that church. So I originally gravitated towards, R&B music, but I also loved country music because my mom would play country music and my dad was more of the R&B. So I got influenced by my parents. So I did that for 2 years, and then I started performing at the age of 11. And I mean, like performing, like legit. And so I didn't have the normal childhood, you could say. It was a pretty cool childhood too. Just because I was going around mainly the East Coast performing with my dad and my sister were my roadie people. My dad was like my manager on my label, all wrapped in one for 6 years, and my sister was always there to help. So, and I also come from a large family, one of 8 children, a bunch of kids. And so I performed for about 6 years. And then at age 17, a producer from American Idol had actually scouted me to do the show. They had emailed me and asked me if I wanted to audition for American Idol. And I ended up auditioning and didn't know what was going to come from it. And I ended up 3rd place in 2018. And so that was really cool. And now, over 2 years later, now I have a song with Charlie Puth. And it's pretty cool because I never thought that this would ever come so fast and happen this fastly. And so I'm just very thankful and grateful and blessed for that. So that's a little bit of my kind of background story for that. Thank you guys for submitting all your questions. We have a ton of questions from Instagram, Twitter, all of that good stuff. Instagram, Twitter, all kinds of platforms. So I am going to be bringing Charlie on now. Oh!
Wow.
I just made it come up. Look at that.
You're also a magician.
I am.
A musician and a magician. Do you see how streamlined that was, Amazon? Like how she just said, and I'm going to bring him on in 3, 2, 1. I held up 4 fingers when I said 3. 3, 2, 1, and then bam. Here I am. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic. It's kind of cloudy out today, but that's kind of good because I don't have a lot of homemade lights I can light my studio up with right now, so it's in my favor. We're glistening.
It's kind of cloudy here too. You're in California, right?
I'm in California, and it's it's interesting because it feels like it felt 10 years ago because I'm back living at home with my parents.
Oh.
Because I live in Southern California, but I'm more north right now, and I have to set my little studio up in my little bedroom. It's kind of nice. It's kind of humbling in some interesting way.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's cool. Do you have siblings?
I do. I have a brother and a sister. They're twins. Everyone's always fascinated by that.
They're twins. Wow. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, Michaela works on the business management side of things. on
Nice.
on my project, and Steven's an artist as well. So we're like the Von Trapps.
Nice. You have a musical family. See, none of my other siblings do music. I'm the only one that does it. So it's like
How many siblings do you have?
I have, yeah, so I'm one of 8, so 7 others.
Wow.
7 others.
In Pennsylvania. Yeah. What's the Wawa? No, Sheets. Is that?
Oh, are you talking about food place?
Food places, yeah.
Yes, Sheets that nobody else has. Yes, Sheets.
Nobody. Sheets has fantastic mozzarella sticks.
Oh, you've been there?
Oh yeah, because my brother and sister, I'm from New Jersey, so Pennsylvania's not too far away.
Okay.
It's definitely a drive, but my brother and sister went to college in Pennsylvania.
Nice. Well, sweet. Well, sweet.
You know what's something really cool before you begin? That's like I knew you listened to R&B just from like listening to, because for everybody watching that doesn't know, I heard this song and I hit up everybody because I'm always like, everyone thinks, oh, if you're a pop artist, you only listen to pop music. I grew up listening to From the Church to the Palace by Snoop Doggy Dogg and Pharrell, and then I listened to a bunch of country music, and I happened on this amazing song by Gabby, and it's like they're like R&B chord changes, and it like sounded like an R&B country song. And I think Casey Musgraves does a really good job at executing that as well. But your song reminded me of Do I ever cross your mind? Anytime we're one, you're like a dream come true. It's like Brian McKnight plus country.
Right.
It was like really meaty chords, and I remember hitting up everybody at my label, being like, I know I'm not a country artist, but I just want to sing on this song. Can you make that happen? And I'm very happy that it's happened.
That's awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Don't say too much. Save your answer for the questions.
Okay, yeah. Perfect.
Because I might be asking you the same question. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so we're going to dive right in here.
Look amazing.
The first question is, Gabby, can you talk about the songwriting process with this song, how ideas came to be?
I want to know that too.
Yes. So, I originally wrote this song on Halloween of 2018, and I wrote it with 2 friends of mine, Zach Hale and John. Oh, I have to sneeze. Hold on.
Oof.
Wait. It went away. Okay. So
I hate that.
Yeah, it's the worst feeling ever, but okay. So I wrote it with 2 male friends of mine, Zach Hale and John Knight, and they had just kind of come into the writing session. We were talking about what do we want to write today, and it was a thrown together write. And they said, what about, writing a song where the guy does the girl wrong, but the girl still kind of like wishes the guy well in the end, and like, take care, I'm fine, everything's fine. And I was like, I don't know about that. I was like, I don't know about that, because I don't think women are like that a lot of times. So I wrote from the perspective of me being in high school in 9th and 10th grade and getting done wrong, and so we just wrote from that way. Thankfully, I deal with it a little bit differently now, but I just thought it'd be a cool song because I feel like a lot of people can relate to it, because everybody goes through some type of bad relationship, whether it's family, whether it's personal, whatever it is. So, and I'm very thankful everybody's been liking it, and it's had a positive reaction almost immediately. So.
You know what's amazing? It also musically, it also mirrors what you're saying too. When you and then I hope you cheat, like the guitar going.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the production on it was cool. I give credit to everybody for making that wonderful, because they did. Okay, this next question's for Charlie. Talk about how you wanted to change perspective in a song to give this a twist from the original version.
Okay, it broke up a little bit, but I kind of heard what you were saying. I think so obviously it's almost like it's like you said, it's a song thematically about a girl not wishing the guy well, like, you messed me up, like I hope someone else messes you up too. And that's definitely a feeling that's been shared by like one person. That's why so many people relate to this song. But it made me think, what if there was a situation where, the split screen where something was happening to the girl. What if the same thing was happening to the guy, but they weren't telling each other? It was like, or just I think in this case it's just how it doesn't just happen to a girl. In case it can also happen to a guy as well. And you know, love is love, hurt is hurt. Everyone, at the end of the day, no matter how you address it, feels these feelings, and just a different way to put a little spin on it, different perspective.
Yes, I agree. By the way, I'm reading these questions off of my phone so that we get all of you guys in here. So if you see me looking down, that's why.
Very organized. It's like an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, it is. It's a Excel spreadsheet. I didn't feel like writing it down on paper. So, okay, this question's to both of us. How did the collaboration come about? Do you want me to?
Well, I DM'd you like an absolute creep, and like I was like all caps. I was like, oh my God, there hasn't been a song in like since like I Hope You Dance that has like a run-on chorus. That doesn't sound like run-on sentences. It's just like it's a continuous flow, and there hasn't been something, or like Before He Cheats, there hasn't been anything like that in so long. And you cracked the code, and you were like, okay, calm down.
No, I didn't say that.
I know. You were like, thank you very much. I was hype, and then I think some months went by, like many months went by, but it was. I mean, honestly, it wasn't hard for me to hop on this because it was just the song's already so good. So it's an honor for me to be part of it.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'm grateful that you wanted to jump on it and be a part of it because it made it all the more better in a whole different way. And it's kind of cool that, I mean, the song doesn't lean completely country by itself. So it has some pop elements to it. And I mean, that's what every genre is doing now. It's just everything's bleeding into each other. And I think it's really cool. So I think it's neat that we went to, you know, country radio with mine and kind of just bringing you into it. It just brings in new.
I've never been. I don't believe. You're right. It's not a 100% country song, but I've never been on country radio. So this is also an exciting thing for me, right? Because it's diving into an area that I've never dove into before.
Right. You're diving into country. I'm diving into some pop flavors. Okay. So, how long did it take you to work on this remix? It didn't take long. It didn't take long. We just went like a couple months, and it was very easy.
I used this microphone right here.
There it is.
$200 Shure SM7.
Nice.
I took this little part off and used the pop filter. Sang it into Pro Tools. Had to really tune my voice up because those notes that Gabby hit so effortlessly, I had to really, you know, try a couple times and comp it all together. And I was sending it along. I was like, damn, I hope they like this.
It sounded great. Yes, it was good. So it didn't take long. To Charlie, what did you think of I Hope when you first heard it?
I think it's pretty obvious that I always get I'm the worst at answering questions before they're asked. Because
you answer it basically before it's asked, and then you got to re-answer it.
Well, just like you're a magician and can make people magically appear on the screen, I can predict the future. But no, it's pretty obvious. I hadn't heard a song like that in a really, really long time, and I really appreciated the like the walking up on the. I have a little piano here. The walking up on the chord changes to the. So powerful because I grew up in church as well, and we a plagal cadence when we go. And it's like it's.
Oh yeah.
It's so wonderful and punctual, and that's all over the place in this song. Without like it really trying to be anything. It's really, really awesome.
I think it's one of those songs also that just, I'm really happy that the words connected with the music. I think that's there's a big disconnect in songs that don't connect the best they can with the music. And I think I was just very blessed with this song to get the music and the sound together well. So
when I put my record producer hat on, it doesn't sound like this vocal took you a very long time to sing. It sounds like you wrote it. It was a lot of fun to write, and like you all freaked out when like the words just kind of connected together. And then when it was time to cut the actual record, like to sing the actual song, it doesn't sound like it. There were a lot of oh, let me redo that again. It just sounds so effortless and just like flowy. Am I right?
Yes, it was actually one of the first 3 tracks. That was the demo vocal. We used the demo vocal for the record. And
what do you know?
So we did, and it was probably like, because I had to go at the time. I had to go to another meeting coming out of this, right? And Zach Hale was like, "Can you just throw down some vocals really quick?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Let's just run through the song." And so, and then we ended up using it for. I don't ever like to do demo vocals that are not good, that are not single worthy. I'll want to go back and redo them, because when I hear songs, I want to hear it as if it's going to sound like the single, close to the single. So
absolutely, and it's so you're never going to capture that same. I mean, sometimes you do, but it's never as good as like the spur of the moment. We don't talk anymore. My song, those are all demo vocals. And
really?
Yeah, and there's this wonderful company, because I mixed the record with Manny, there's this wonderful company called Isotope that when you highlight, because I'm not as meticulous with my demo vocals, there's like an air conditioner going on in the background. I highlighted the vocal because I really love the vocal take. I highlighted it, and it removed the air conditioning sound in the background. So
nice.
Go technology.
Really? That's crazy. And that sounds monstrous. That's awesome.
I can tell that it was the demo vocals. It's like really, it's just too easy and flowy.
Thank you. Okay. To both of us, what was it like working together when both come from different genres of music? Like I was saying before, it's just cool because I think all genres are kind of bleeding into each other. I mean, I literally saw Lauren Daigle, who's on the Christian side, do a song with Reba, and it's like, wow, everybody's crossing. Gwen Stefani's with Blake Shelton. It's like everybody's doing, crossovers, and it's just really cool to see. So again, I'm excited that he's on the song, Charlie Puth song, and it'll bring a new, twist to this song completely.
It's my pleasure, and that's how new music is made anyway, from borrowing and recycling from. I think Leanne Rimes had a huge hit with "How Do I Live Without You," and that was a pop crossover. And I think before that, she was doing more straight to country, but I could be wrong. But that's what I gathered when I hear some of her music.
That's what I gather. Okay. So, what genre of music would you love to try singing but are too scared to sing? This is to both of us. I'm not really scared. I wouldn't say I'm like scared to sing. I would say one that I would like to try and sing or like challenge myself on singing would be like blues music. I think like a lot of blues singers that were women were really cool. Like listening to some of them when I was younger. Like, do you know who is this considered blues music? Like Sade? Do you know who that is?
Oh, the I always hope that you remember the nothing. Yeah, it's more considered like
what is it?
Post neo soul, late 80s R&B.
Okay.
But there would be, you're right, there would be none of that without Ella singing. It's all and taken from each other. So there would be no Sade without various elements of that.
Right. So I would try to sing that one. I think that's
like
cool.
Sade. See, I knew you had the sauce.
I love Sade.
Come on.
She's awesome. There's a quiet storm. Okay, wait. What about you?
I would love to. I worked on a couple records with John Legend recently, so that's something.
Okay, pick that name off the floor. Cool.
That's pretty cool. Oh, I love. You gave me the kiss so much. You know, I've been very fortunate to get in a lot of rooms, but something I haven't done yet is I've written music for movies, but I haven't done an entire score for a movie. Like when Babyface wrote Exhale, and like did the entire soundtrack with Whitney and Brandy, sitting up in my room, I'm thinking about you. Let's get lost. Like all that, like he did an entire soundtrack. I guess that's not really a genre, but it is. I don't even have to sing on it. I just want to do an entire soundtrack to a movie.
Well, that'd be cool.
We'll do it together.
Sounds good. Gabby, what's your favorite Charlie Puth song? I would say We Don't Talk Anymore featuring Selena Gomez. That was my fave. That's downloaded on my phone right now. My sister loves Selena Gomez till this day. Like, loves Selena Gomez. And so when that song came out, it was just everywhere. And I think it's a great song and very, very catchy.
Did you know no one believed in that song at first?
Really?
They thought it was like too sleepy. And I have an email from somebody that says, I don't know if putting a Spanish guitar in a pop song and you're not Spanish,
right.
I don't know if that's a good idea because people might get the wrong idea. And then Despacito and Spanish music literally takes over the world 1 year later.
Right.
But yeah, nobody, I mean, there was, I'd say 2 people that really believed in the song, and I was kind of feeding off them because I never know if anything. When I made attention, I thought it was a throwaway, but I never know if anything I do is good. But that guitar was recorded in Japan in a practice room at a music conservatory, and that was a demo too, and I just sped it up and sidechained it, and yeah, I'm very thankful for what that song's done and continues to do.
So do you like produce and like do the musical stuff on your songs?
Yeah, I do everything. Play every instrument.
That's awesome. Good for you. That's wonderful. Who are your biggest musical influences to both of us? You can go first since I went first.
I agree with you with Sade. Sade is up there for me. I think.
Really?
And James Taylor.
Nice. Okay. So those are your 2?
Bruce Springsteen, James Taylor.
Oh.
Sade.
Nice. Okay. That's a cool mix. I would say, so I originally liked R&B, so I gotta go with Whitney Houston is definitely one of my large, Whitney Houston. Oh, it's just ridiculous. I'll sit there and watch videos of her all day of her singing abilities. But Whitney Houston, so I like Whitney Houston, like Etta James, Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, like women that could really, really sing in R&B, and I just respected that they, sang better, their records better live than done up and bells and whistles. And so I just really like that. And then on the country side, I like a lot of classic. I like Glenn Campbell and Johnny Cash, George Strait, Marty Robbins, and then Shania Twain, love Carrie Underwood, love Dolly, love Patsy. There's just a bunch of people. There's a good mix because I grew up hearing a lot of different music from my dad and my mom, and I think you get influenced kind of what your parents play around you, and so there was a mix of people, but mainly I'd say Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Shania Twain, probably all mix.
Do you know any Anita Baker?
Oh, yes. Wait. Oh, I used to sing a song when I was younger. Yeah. What's one of her the biggest what's one of her, that one. Yeah. Caught up in the rapture of love. Yeah. Yeah.
It's cool that you blend R&B and country music together. You can totally hear it in your sound, and I greatly appreciate that.
Thank you. It's really cool. All right, y'all. When was the moment you realized you wanted a career in music? Both of us.
Forever. Like I knocked my first tooth out on the piano. I've always wanted to make people happy with music.
Well, that's cool. Okay. Mine would probably be, I was probably 11. Like when I started singing in the church at 9, I was just kind of figuring out what I could do with my voice and what I was capable of doing and the things that I liked. And I'm not one of those kids like, knocked their tooth out on a piano when they were younger. I wasn't gifted with that. It kind of came later. And so I'd probably say 11. Me and my dad, after I did my first show, we just talked about like how there's no plan A, B, or C. Like, I'm not going to go to college. We're going to make something out of this. And I'm very fortunate to have a dad that was, that willing to put everything into it and be like, agreeing, like, you're not going to go to college, you're not going to do this, we're going to make something out of music. And so, I'll always just be thankful for that. So I'd probably say age 11.
Go parents.
Yeah, good parents. When was the moment you realized, just read that question? Okay, hold on. What's the hardest part about being a new artist in the industry? Okay, is this for me or for both of us? This is for both of us, but you're not really a new artist.
Not really, but
you have hit.
That's more directed to you.
Okay, so what's the hardest thing? I don't know. One of the hardest things I would say is coming off of a television show and trying to establish yourself as an artist in the music industry. It's a little more difficult than you might think. A lot of people go, she went on American Idol and it's an overnight success type of thing, and it's like, no, I was performing 6 years before that, and it kind of prepared me for Idol. And then coming off of it, people in the music industry are a little harder to invest in you, and I completely understand why, because you're coming off of a show that does only cover songs, and your careers kind of depend on your original music. And so, nobody would be huge without original music. There's singers that are absolutely amazing that will never get to be heard because there's no original music being made. And so, I had to kind of figure that out as time went on. And so I would just say coming off a show, it makes it a little bit more difficult to get your foot into the, at least country realm from what I know. But it's possible because we're here and, people are still very nice. And it's all a blessing. So
that's a very important, there is no such thing as an overnight success though. You're absolutely right. It's like, with me, it's with See You Again. That song almost every article that's going to come out after I say this. So See You Again was a disservice almost because it boxed me in as the kid who sings rap hooks, and that's it. Nobody knew that I produced the record and wrote it from a personal place. But so you have to almost reverse engineer and work backwards. So as an amazing opportunity as American Idol is, it's not a guaranteed, shoot to the stars.
Right, because when you come off of it, you got to almost go back to ground one again and make your foundation of your team and your artistry apart from the show. And so 100%. It's the whole thing, but it's all good. What's one piece of advice you could give to someone who wants to write their own music?
Don't pretend to be anybody else, and don't listen to the radio and try and make a song that sounds like something on the radio, because what people don't know, the radio is an amazing thing, but what people don't know is that the songs that are just popping off at the radio, like when was I Hope written? How long ago was that?
2018, October.
2018, it's just starting to, like, I'm hearing it everywhere just now. The songs that are popping on the radio were written a year or even more ago. So you have to think, what's 2022 going to sound like? You can't, like, no one should listen to I Hope and try and write another I Hope right now. You can be inspired by the essence of it, but don't try and rip it off, because it's already, there is only one I Hope. There is only, we don't talk anymore. So advice to somebody just starting out writing music, just go for a walk, be social, safely, of course, right now, but just write something that's very personal to you.
I agree with that, so we'll leave it at that. We got a couple more questions left. What's the greatest lesson you've learned while in quarantine?
Wow.
Greatest lesson I've learned in quarantine.
Family stuff. How important that is. Like. Yeah.
I think this time is really, really good for people to kind of figure out. A lot of people are going, I want to get back to normal. I want to get back to my normal. But I think this is a really good time to figure out to rethink what you want your normal to be. And what things you didn't like about your normal and that you're going to change. And yes, family time and I think it's really important for people to lean on the Lord during this time, because it's, an uncertain time. We don't know what's happening and when it's going to pass, but it will eventually. So I think it's just a very, very valuable time to figure out what's important and to refigure that out for everybody. And that's what I've been doing as well.
Ditto. That was wonderfully said. What's your new normal going to be? It's really nice.
Right. Yes. So that's what I've learned.
Now you're British.
No, I'm British. No, please don't make fun of me. I don't know how to speak like that. So
I don't.
That's a horrible accent.
And I do.
Okay, so we have 2 questions left. Are you working on? Are you working on / going to release more new music this year? My answer is yes. Charlie says I don't know.
And my answer is maybe.
Question mark. Mine is yes. You can expect an album from me this year. First album, so I'm really excited about that. We don't have the release of things out yet, but I've been working on music for like a year and a half, and so I'm really excited. It's going to be really cool. There's some collaborations on there, and I won't give too much away, but it is definitely something I'm excited about for sure. So, yes. So, yes. All right, last question. Will you collaborate again in the future?
No. Yes. Of course we will.
Ever. Possibly, yeah. We'll see.
I love finding brand new musicians, and I because they inspire me. You inspire me. Your music inspires me, and I think a lot of people are gonna. You're just getting started, and I think people are gonna freak out when they hear what's coming next for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that coming from you. So I hope we get to do this song on live television and fun stuff for people. I think it would be.
When everything's evened out, when we're allowed to go outside.
Yes, when everything is back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I don't know. Do you want to answer some more questions?
No, I think we just I love that Amazon did this, because I was telling them on the little Zoom call before this that I would have freaked out 10 years ago if I saw 2 musicians talking about how a song is made and their process. So everybody, all the songwriters watching right now, be inspired, because there's greatness everywhere.
Wow. Here's your Emmy.
Cheers.
You're not an Emmy. What would you get? I don't know, for your speech. That was great. Okay. Well, thank you very much for...
Thanks, Amazon. We really appreciate you guys, and thanks again, Gabby, for having me part of this. It's really, really awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I'm super excited for people to, hear this song. And did you download it?
No, I streamed it on Amazon, of course.
There you go. Okay. Well, good. Good. Yes, and thank you.
Training. No, I really did do that.
Okay. Well, but yes, thank you, Amazon Music. They've been extremely supportive of me and this song, and so I appreciate you guys going to do this. And thank you to everybody who submitted questions too. What did you say?
And now it is time for us to part ways virtually.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Till we meet again.
Peace out. Stay safe.
Peace and blessings. God bless.
Yes, bye.
Bye.
Bye.